Growing up to the timeless music of Three Dog Night was an experience many of us will never forget. I was 12 years old in 1969 when their first hit song, One, seemed to be playing every time I turned on the radio. The voice was captivating, delivering the melody and the words with a feeling that stayed with you long after the song ended. And here, in 2026, I can still hear it clearly in my head. That unforgettable voice belonged to Chuck Negron. Today, I'm here to help us remember and celebrate the life of Chuck Negron, singer, songwriter, and founding member of the rock band Three Dog Night. Chuck passed away on February 2nd, 2026, at the age of 83, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable songs and a voice that brought joy to millions around the world. Please feel free to leave your memories and thoughts of Chuck in the comments section below of this video. Born Charles Negron II on June 8, 1942, in Manhattan, New York, and raised in the Bronx, Chuck's musical journey began long before he became a household name. He grew up immersed in music and community, finding his voice early in life. In middle school, he was in a group called the Rondells. He sang in local doo-wop groups and played basketball, both in schoolyard pickup games and at William Howard Taft High School. He was recruited to play basketball at Allen Hancock College, a small community college in Santa Maria, California, and played later at California State University, Los Angeles. But it was in 1967 Chuck was invited by Danny Hutton to join him and Corey Wells to form what would become one of the most successful vocal groups of the late 60s and early 1970s, Three Dog Night. With their unique blend of rock, pop, soul, and harmony-rich vocals, they quickly rose to international fame. What set Three Dog Night apart was their ability to take songs written by others and transform them into timeless hits. With the power of Chuck's expressive, soulful voice, he was the lead vocal behind classics like Joy to the World, the anthem that still brings people together decades later. One is The Loneliest Number, a song about solitude and longing, Easy to Be Hard, and an old-fashioned love song. These songs weren't just hits, they became part of the soundtrack of a generation, with consecutive Billboard Top 40 hits between 1969 and 1975. Of these, the band secured 3 #1 singles: Mama Told Me Not to Come, Joy to the World, and Black and White, along with 11 top 10 hits. Three Dog Night will always be known for the remarkable string of hits, including 18 straight top 20s. Let me know in the comments section what was your favorite Three Dog Night song. Mine was always Shambhala. But like many artists who rise to fame, Three Dog Night faced immense pressure on and off stage, especially with the band's relentless touring and the rock and roll lifestyle of the time. When the band came to an end in 1976, Chuck seemed to go into a deep spiral. He was in and out of rehab facilities for many years after that, trying to clean up. Yet this struggle did not define him. His resilience did. After years of addiction, Chuck faced his demons head on, entering yet another rehab facility. But this time, with God on his side, he began the painful but powerful path to recovery. In 1991, he became sober, making a turning point in his life, not just personally, but creatively. He went on to pursue a solo career, releasing a series of albums that reflected both his talent and his journey through hardship and redemption. He also shared his story with the world in his deeply honest memoirs, Three Dog Nightmare, giving fans and anyone fighting their own battles a meaningful look into both the highs and lows of his life. Chuck's voice was more than just powerful. It was emotive. It captured the spirits of the times and spoke directly to the hearts of listeners. Songs like Joy to the World don't just top charts. They become cultural touchstones passed down through generations, still sung at gatherings, at celebrations, on classic rock radio, and in the hearts of fans around the globe. His music shaped the sound of a generation and influenced countless artists who followed. And while the band's journey wasn't without its challenges, including lineup changes and personal struggles, Chuck's contributions remained central to the identity and the legacy of Three Dog Night. Fellow vocalist and Three Dog Night founding member Corey Wells passed away in 2015. Another founding member and vocalist, Danny Hutton, who had encouraged Chuck to join Three Dog Night, had this to say on the day of Chuck's passing. I received the news today that my former bandmate from Three Dog Night, Chuck Negron, passed away peacefully at his home. When Chuck left the band 40 years ago, we rarely spoke and lost touch for much of that time. 5 months ago, his wife Amy called to tell me he was very sick. I decided I should go see him. When I arrived at his house, we hugged, cried, reminisced, and shared many stories. In that moment, we realized how much time had been lost by not being in each other's lives. It was a beautiful and deeply meaningful reunion. Besides being a phenomenal singer, Chuck was a good college basketball player and had a great sense of humor. I will always be grateful for the music we made together. A cause of death for Chuck has not been officially released, but Chuck had been dealing with COPD for many years, and that usually leads to congestive heart failure. So we'll leave it at that. Chuck Negron once sang words that brought joy, comfort, shared memories to millions. Let's remember him not just for the songs, but for the story of a boy from Bronx, New York, who found his voice, of a singer who truly meant it when he brought joy to the world, and of a human being who fought hard and stood tall to overcome the darkest times. Thank you, Chuck. Your voice, the happiness you brought to the world through your voice and music, and the strength you showed when times got tough, it will never be forgotten.